So what do we got for you today? Well, today I am going to brew me. I've been wanting to brew this beer for a while. It's a British Dark Mild. Okay, it's kind of like low in the alcohol, a lot of flavor. So it ought to be pretty good. So what's the grain bill? Well, it's 6 pounds of Morris Otter Pale Ale, 1.5 pounds of Crystal 40, and 1 pound of Special Roast. Okay, and we're going to use Kent Golding hops. Okay, so where am I at? Okay, I have water in my brew pot there, and it's at about 160 degrees. So let's go ahead and pump over, I'm going to say about we'll start with about 2.5 or 3 gallons in my mash tun. I do have a bazooka screen in the bottom. So, alright, so let me go ahead and pump that over. Make sure the valve turns off. Okay. So I'll put about 3, like I said, about 2.5, 3 gallons in my mash tun here. And then we'll start mashing in our grains, okay? Brewing beer and distilling at this point stage is very, very, very similar. I've been wanting to brew. I haven't brewed a beer in a while, to be honest with you. I've done a seltzer. It's been a little while, and all my beer friends are telling me, hey, you need to brew some beer. That's okay. So, I have 2 beers I want to get done. One of them is this English Mild. And then I have my pumpkin ale. I make a pumpkin ale every year for this time of year, and it needs to sit for a while, so I need to get it done. Alright, so I'm going to leave that right there. Alright, so let's start with like I said, 6 pounds of Morris Otter. Got my mash paddle there. Let's stir this in. What we want, like I said, like anything, you want to do it kind of slow, so we don't get no clumps and all that good stuff. And this will drop the temperature down. So really what I'm aiming for is about 153 degrees. There's that. That seems pretty good. Alright, so now we want 1.5 pounds of Crystal 40. And I'll put, I don't want the bag in there. And then I want 1 pound of special roast. Alright. That's all the grain it gets. Like I said, this is a low alcohol beer. Real easy to drink. A lot of taste. Alright, so what we want to do, let me double check my temperature here. 149, 151. That's perfect. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to put the lid on it, and I'm going to set my timer for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Okay, let me give one quick stir. Alright, so I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour and 10 minutes, and then I'll be back. Okay, so it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's time to sparge our grains over into our brew pot. Let me bring you down so you can see that. I'm going to just batch sparge, which that means is I'm going to drain everything out. Oh, that's a nice color. I'll drain this out. I will add some hot water back into the grains, stir a little bit, and then I will keep flushing them grains until I get six gallons, about 6 gallons in my brew pot. Okay. Alright. I'll be back. I added hot water, stirred it, and drain that off. After we collect our 6 gallons, what we'll do is we'll get ready to start to boil. It's a 1 hour boil on this, and then according to the recipe I got, it's a 1 hour. Okay, sorry about the noise. Alright, so I'm going to bring my wort up to a boil. And then once it starts boiling, I'm going to add in 1 ounce of Kent Golding hops. And then it's, like I said, it's a 1 hour boil on this. One thing you got to remember too, everything from this point on, you have to start sanding everything to make sure that you don't get no infections. Everything that touches the beer from now on, after the boil, you need to start sand. Except when I put my wort chiller in there, I will put it in the boiling wort, and that will sanitize that. So it won't take long to bring it up to boil. But make sure that you keep an eye on it, because once the first starts to boil, it can boil over on you in a heartbeat and make one hell of a mess. And ask me how I know that. So, I mean, it's getting ready to start boiling any minute now, and then we'll move on. Okay, so I'll be back when I'm ready to put the hops in there. Okay, well, she's getting ready to boil here. Let me open up our hops here. This is 1 ounce of Kent Goldies. Oh, the smell is fantastic. Where my spoon go? So we'll add in the hops. Okay, now, like I said, make sure you keep an eye on it right now, because when it boils, see the foam growing? So I better be turning some heat down a little bit. And you want to keep stirring. Now, one thing you can do, if you got some Star Sand in a spray bottle, if it starts getting a little bit out of control, you can spray it with some Star Sand to knock it down a little bit if you have to. I don't like to if I don't have to. So turn the heat down just a little bit more. But once it goes to its foaming up stage, I think they call it a hot break, it will start to calm down. Okay, I set the timer for 1 hour. So we're going to boil this for 1 hour, and about 15 minutes before it's done, what we will do is put our wort chiller in, let's sanitize it. Okay, that's a nice color, very nice color. Okay, so we'll be back in about 45 minutes. Okay, so I got about 15 minutes left in the boil. I put my wort chiller in the boiling liquid to sanitize it. I have taken Star Sand, put in my fermenter here. I'm going to use my fast fermenter. So I put my Star Sand in there, brushed it all around, and here, when it's 15 minutes up, then we'll start cooling it down. We'll put the wort into the fermenter, okay? So we'll see it then. Got the temperature down, it's about 76 degrees. So we're going to take our wort chiller out. And what we will do now is, I've already emptied the starter sand out of my fermenter. So that's now what we'll do is we're going to pump our wort over into our fermenter. Alright, we'll leave that pumped over and we'll be ready to hang out on the wall. Okay, I did check my starting gravity. It's 1.040. That's perfect. Temperature's right, so I'm going to just go ahead and pour my yeast in. And then start sanding my lid up. Okay, we got our wort in our fast fermenter here hanging on the wall. We got our bubbler in there. Everything's been sanitized. Got the right temperature. Put the yeast in. So now we're just gonna wait for to get to work. I'm guessing this is gonna be pretty fast, so it probably only take up right around a week. So this beer here, 1 to 2 weeks, it's going to be in the keg and ready to drink. Okay? That's one thing I like about this. Alright. Well, I guess that's about it. Last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by and we'll see you next time here on Still Works in Brewing. Cheers, everybody.